guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a book review with you guys, but before we get into that, I did have a few things I wanted to cover before starting today's video. So the first thing I wanted to cover, for one, my book reviews are not in depth ever because I give a brief summary of characters, the story, and I'll give my opinion on the book, but I purposely do not go in depth. That way I don't ruin the story for anyone who might want to read the book. Another thing I wanted to address is that I try to keep the genres of my books diverse, but I do read a good majority of historical fiction, so that is what a good majority of my book reviews are on. And the last thing I wanted to let you guys know is that I try really hard not to say any negative things about the books I read, simply because just because I didn't like the book doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to like the book. So I try to keep it usually pretty positive. I always find a good thing in every book I read, but there are a few books that I have read and reviewed that I wasn't a fan of. So yeah, with that being all said, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's review. So today I'm going to be reviewing the book Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. I apologize if I said that wrong. It's really hard to say. This is an historical fiction book set in World War II and covers the journey of 4 characters as they try their hardest to survive in a world that is so very different from the one that they knew. Winter 1945. 4 refugees, 4 secrets. Each one born of a different homeland, each one hunted and haunted by tragedy, lies, war. As thousands desperately flock to the coast in the midst of a Soviet advance, 4 paths converge, vying for passage aboard the Wilhelm Gustloff, a ship that promises safety and freedom, but not all promises can be kept. Okay. This book is told from the point of view of 4 different characters. First, we have Joanna. She is a nurse and a refugee trying to get to safety and find her mother. Joanna carries a lot of guilt with her that is alluded to but not explained until almost the end of the book. And Joanna tries to help everybody who needs it. Which leads us to the next character, Florian. Florian is an art restorer who is betrayed by someone he trusts and runs off with a very expensive secret. He is on a journey to find his younger sister Annie. His adventures lead us to the next character I want to introduce, and that's Amelia. Florian rescues Amelia from a Russian soldier who is trying to take advantage of her. She then feels like she owes him and commences to follow him to safety, but Amelia is Polish, so disliked by the Germans, and she is also carrying a very big secret as well. Eventually, these 3 refugee stories come together as they travel to take a ship to evacuate the country. The last character is Alfred. He's personally my least favorite character. Alfred is a Nazi sailor working on the ship, taking the refugees to safety. At first, you think he's just an arrogant, self-centered idiot, but he just gets worse as time goes. He is a firm believer in the Nazi cause. That'd be why he's not my favorite. These character stories are all brought together by one thing, and that's the ship, the Wilhelm Gustloff, which is what I'm going to tell you about next. The ship, the Wilhelm Gustloff, is a real ship, and what happens to it really happened in real life. The author provides foreshadowing throughout the novel about what is to happen to the ship, and at the end of the novel, in an author's note, it tells the facts about what really happened to the ship. This is not a well-covered part of history, but the author made it more well-known by writing this book. In the book, Wilhelm Gustloff was a luxury liner changed into a cargo ship for refugees. The ship had passenger capacity of 1,500 people, but was carrying over 10,000 passengers, and as Alfred mentions, the ship is supposed to have 22 lifeboats, but 10 of them were missing. When tragedy strikes, the characters show their true colors and what is really important to them, and all the remaining secrets all come spilling out. I would give this book a 4 out of 5 star rating. The author's use of the 4 different point of view provides more insight into the characters' personalities and stories. It provides a depth that I don't think could have been achieved if it was just from the one character's point of view. I appreciate that the author decided to write about a moment in history that is not very well known and not very well covered. Like, I never would have known about the Wilhelm Gustloff if it wasn't for this book. I plan on checking out her other books in the future, and I would highly recommend checking out this book because it was great. It was another $5 book with purchase of a drink at our Barnes & Nobles, and it turned out to be amazing. They're hitting it out of the park with the books that they're doing that with. I do want to add, though, that this is a very detailed book, and some of the images formed from it are a bit dark and graphic. So keep that in mind when reading. Definitely not recommended for anybody younger than probably 14 or 15. It's graphic. So thank you guys for watching so much. Check out the other book reviews. They'll be linked in. They have the playlist, says book reviews, all that stuff. This one will be linked underneath it too. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe. Have a great day. Bye.